wandering the woods, gathering the stones, wearing in the path that leads to our home, laying down the floors, raising up the walls, working through the days, winter through to fall. And we'll play down where the grass is thick, from the river drink, see stars come out to meet us. When all I need to do is be near to you, in the evening breeze by the Evertree. Farmer in the field, miner in the mud, king up in his castle with berry blue blood. Schoolhouse in a tree, chapel in a stream, we are side by side building up our dream. And we'll lay down where the grass is thick, from the river drink, see stars come out to meet us. When all I need to do is be here with you, neath the changing leaves of the Evertree. Everdell is set in an anthropomorphic world. Humans are nowhere to be found. The Everdell universe is full of all kinds of woodland creatures living in a cultured society together. Many jobs, careers, and locations are miniature versions of our familiar world. You'll find courthouses, universities, cemeteries, libraries, general stores, farms, inns, chapels, and more. New buildings get constructed every day. The critters live in a collective community within Everdell. Popular socialization spots are under the large and shady Evertree. In fact, many events and activities are held here. Additionally, many critters maintain monogamous marriages, such as the husband and wife mice. Berries are a favorite food, but most will never turn down a sweet dessert with honey or nectar. Citizens of Everdell are very educated and literate, often writing letters to each other. Their mail is carried by postal pigeons. Everdell often sees many travelers passing through for a short while who may stay in the local inns. Everyone loves shopping at Terry Hare's general store for a multitude of household items. You can find paper, acorn hats, glass beads, flour, seeds, or honey. Sometimes a critter will choose to take a journey out from Everdell to explore the nearby mountains of Spirecrest. Mainly, townsfolk critters gather supplies like wood, resin, pebbles, and berries near the river source by the Evertree. However, as they return to their homes, they may find critters in the forest willing to trade. Traders often set up camp here for repeat business. The critters of Everdell use a special calendar with their own created month names. The 12 months of their year are Everfrost, Hopewatch, Mistrees, Puddledeep, Greensprout, Everblossom, Glimmer, Sunblaze, Gatherwind, Witherleaf, Starfall, and Bellsong. Their society revolves around the harvest, and they depend on each other to supply enough for everyone. Their greatest holiday takes place on the 1st of Bellsong and celebrates charity and critterhood. The townsfolk have been reaping their harvests and storing crops for winter for weeks. Those who have extra to share bring their bounties to the roots of the Evertree on this day. Those in need may take as many as they wish. Children play around the Evertree, and a great feast takes place. Often fables like this one are recited. Seek not to fill thy belly before thy neighbor is full. Give unto them, and you shall feast on the fruit of kindness all your days. Everdell was established generations ago by the traveler Corrin Evertail. We know his story through legend passed down from storytellers like Poe. Long ago in darker times, in a faraway land called Gildan, the Great Serpent War raged on. Many lived through much hardship and turmoil. Brave critters rallied to war together to fight against the serpents of the northern wilds. Provisions like blueberries and honey were running low. Living in the poverty and devastation caused by the war, a young mouse named Corrin Evertail learned how to survive from just a youth. He lost his father in the war, and his mother soon after, once she learned of his death. As an orphan on the streets of the port city Stormwillow, Evertail developed an iron will, quick thinking, and dreamed of better lands beyond the distant mountains. With nothing but a hope for a better life and 3 of his friends to accompany him, Corrin Evertail set out on a journey to find a better future. They traveled through the dune-waste desert and over the Spirecrest Mountains. The journey lasted a brutal 9 months, claiming the life of Corrin's best friend. On the 19th day of Hope Watch, the three finally reached the last peak, which offered their first glimpse of the glorious Emerald Valley. War and greed have never touched these lands. Corrin Evertail spoke a blessing over the land and wrote an inscription on a stone in this hidden valley, Everdell. This stone sat at the base of a hopeful sapling that grew and grew into the Evertree we know today. Their first task was to erect a commemorative monument by the tree, representing the 9-month journey they took to arrive. 9 white stones were placed here, with memories, hopes, and dreams carved into them. The monument is now known as the Haven. This is a portion of Corrin Evertail's poetic inscription. There is no sorrow too black for hope. Even midnight gives way to the morning. Seize the day and make it sing. Let your bell ring forever loud and true. Corrin guided Everdell to prosperity for 33 years until his death. His body now lays beneath the tree in a tomb, held in highest esteem. Through the many years, Everdell grew in population to the point where many had to move out and create their own new cities. In Everyear 79, 2 groups of critters, mice and turtles, left Everdell in opposite directions to establish their own cities. As written by the Everdell historian Sir Vilminius Stroke, the future of Everdell is uncertain. Will these neighboring cities prosper? Will they remain friendly or turn to war? These outer cities are growing fast and have their own castles and palaces with kings and queens. The king of Everdell mainly hosts parties, while the queen summons critters for her service. To the west of Everdell lies a river beyond the thick undergrowth around the valley. The royal cartographer Arta Thistlemark first saw the river from a raised outcropping to the east. After gathering an exploration party, they were able to clear a path in the valley down to the Shoal River line. It took the party 9 days to break through, even in raging rainfall. Possibly more exciting than reaching the river itself was finding an unknown creature below the water's surface. It was friendly and tossed them a pearl. The creatures found were salamanders called axolotl. News of this new species was the talk of the town. Through several days of observation, Piper Poggle became convinced these critters were intelligent and perhaps lived in a sprawling city below the water. With the organizing help of the king and queen of Everdell, frog ambassadors began attempts at making contact with this civilization in Pearlbrook River. Diplomatic relations began between the waterfolk and the critters of Everdell. Pearlbrook offered in trade its most bountiful resource, pearls. The pearls allowed Everdell's citizens to construct fine adornments and beautiful wonders, larger than ever before. Welcome to the world of Everdell. Thanks to the Belfair Festival, celebrating 100 years since Everdell was established, we have a timeline of major events each year of Everdell's 100 years. The following events have been recorded by Everdell's historians.